Welcome everybody, and today we're taking a look at the third film in the Jackie Chan's Breakout Hits box set from Arrow Video. Unlike the other two films that we've looked at already, this is in 4K, and it is 1995's Thunderbolt. So this is directed by Gordon Chan, who also did King of Beggars and the really rather fantastic Fist of Legend with Jet Li. And this is an action sports film, clocking in at 110 or 97 minutes, depending on which version you watch. And alongside the main man Jackie Chan, we've got likes of Anita Yun Wing-Yee, who was also in Last Hero in China and From Beijing with Love. And you've also got Michael Wong, who was in the likes of Royal Warriors, Legacy of Rage, and In the Line of Duty 4. So Chan Photo is a mechanic who works with the police to eliminate illegal street racing. When Chan's sisters are kidnapped by dangerous criminal racer Cougar, Chan is forced to race against him. So this offers up an overall effective mix of the typical violence and hand-to-hand combat that Jackie Chan has exhibited in the past. But this mixes that up with plenty of vehicular action, which aside from the way it is exhibited in the race that dominates the final act, is nonetheless well done. So yeah, Chan is also once again good in his role as an actor or a stuntman. The supporting cast is good, the pacing is on point, the production is convincing. There is plenty of entertaining action, especially when it does come to the vehicular action, which, yeah, don't think I've seen much from Jackie Chan before with that kind of action being put on screen. Obviously, he's more well known for his hand-to-hand combat, but there is that as well. But yeah, the vehicular action is certainly the highlight for me. It is generally engaging and there is some effective tension. Just a shame though that some of the action is filtered through some baffling filmmaking choices, which either give me a headache in terms of the hand-to-hand combat in particular, where it really slows it down in a really heavy manner, but it also has a really large amount of, whether it's film grain or anything else like that, it just really doesn't look good at all and just kind of saps some of the tension from the action itself. Or make the action look unconvincing when it comes to speeding up footage of the vehicles racing in the final act, which quite frankly has never looked good in the history of film. So yeah, it's a shame really that I could deal with the slowdown of the action scenes when it comes to the hand-to-hand combat if the vehicular stuff in the end wasn't so obviously sped up, because yeah, it just looks comical and yeah, it just doesn't come across as exciting, and just that makes me think of all the other times I've seen sped up vehicle footage before and hated it. The horror film The Car, for instance, did that as well, and that also just made it look laughable and not menacing at all. So yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that that's the case. But what I did really enjoy, and this is primarily going to be specific to me, is the fact that a lot of the cars in this, with it largely being set in Japan, have been featured on the recent Forza Horizon game, Horizon 6, so that is also set in Japan. And yeah, you see the likes of the Mitsubishi Pajero, there's also the likes of, I think there was a Mazda, there was a Mitsubishi GTO, yeah, bunch of cars basically that have been featured in that game that I've been enjoying lately. So yeah, it's really interesting to pick those out and find them around and yeah, highlight them in my own head. So yeah, but overall, despite some of the baffling filmmaking decisions, this still does get a 4 out of 5. It was overall enjoyable and definitely a surprise. And yeah, in terms of the two alternate versions that we have for this release, um, it says here in this very handy booklet, which talks about the different versions, it says, despite the phenomenal success of Rumble in the Bronx, New Line Cinema elected not to theatrically release or re-edit Jackie's immediate follow-up film, which for the most part was distributed in the same Hong Kong cut worldwide. The presentation of this edit here includes the original sync sound stereo audio, which features a mix of Cantonese, English and Japanese dialogue spoken by the original actors, including Jackie Chan. Also included are two different English dub tracks in which all the actors' voices are replaced. The original stereo export dub, prepared by Golden Harvest in 1995, and a 5.1 surround dub originally released on New Line Cinema's 2005 DVD. Neither of these changes the music or sound effects and are essentially the same except for the voice cast and some of the dialogue. Also included on this disc in high definition, so not in 4K, is the Japanese cut, which is effectively a shorter version of the Hong Kong cut with the same sync sound audio. However, the character of Cougar was redubbed by another actor with some changes to his dialogue. It says here an interesting thing about the theme song for the film, Jackie Chan sings it in Cantonese during the opening credits, and in Mandarin for the end credits. While Jackie often sings in both languages, as well as Japanese, Taiwanese, and English, the inclusion of two variants of the song here may be due to a mix-up during post-production. So if you track down the Mandarin dub track for the film, which is not included in this set, it has the Mandarin version of the song during the opening credits, but the Cantonese version during the end credits. So that's kind of weird how they swapped them around there. But yeah, obviously that version is not included in this release. But overall, yeah, I watched the 110-minute version. And yeah, that's purely because that is the one that has had the 4K restoration and such. But also, I've always maintained that the longer version of a film, when it comes to these kind of releases, is typically the better one. And yeah, I can't imagine cutting out 13 minutes of this would have made it any better. So yeah, brand new 4K restoration of the 110-minute version from the original negative by Arrow Films. That's 4K 2160p Ultra HD Blu-ray presentation in Dolby Vision, and it is HDR10 compatible. And yeah, that uncut, that international cut has the original lossless Cantonese English sync sound stereo, and those other two versions that I said already. So the export dub for in English stereo and the US dub in GTS HD MA 5.1 surround audio. And then you got optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, as well as optional English subtitles in general. And then the 97-minute Japanese cut is in high definition only. So I'm not sure how much worse that would look, but I imagine it doesn't look drastically different. And then you got brand new commentary by martial arts cinema experts Frank Jeng and FJ DeSanto, Breakout Part 3, a new featurette in which stuntman Mars, critics David West and James Mudge, and dubbing supervisor Paul Clay look back at the film. Then you got a thunderous presence, an expanded interview with Clay on his collaborations with Jackie Chan. You got alternate English export credits as well, Texas outtakes, international trailer, Japanese trailers, image gallery, and you've got this new artwork commissioned by Tom Ralston. But then you also have the reversible sleeve artwork as well with the original. So yeah, overall a really rather solid film. Maybe it's just because I am a bit of a car fan that I enjoyed this more than perhaps the typical viewer might well do, because not only was I finding the action and the characters and the plot engaging, but I was also finding the fact that I'm seeing all of these cars in an action-orientated environment to be really interesting as well, and finding them and pointing them out and such. So yeah, there's also, I believe, a Lamborghini in this that is used in the garage, but unlike in Rumble on the Bronx, it doesn't see any action. So yeah, which is a bit of a shame in that regard. But yeah, overall, a really rather solid film, and the 4K looks good as well. And yeah, just a shame though that some of the filmmaking decisions in terms of the action just don't manage to add anything to the film, and in some ways does take away from it. But no, overall, still a good one, and yeah, a genuine surprise. Although, like I said in my unboxing video, this is only one of two films that I have not seen before from this release. But still, it has managed to do mostly match the likes of Rumble in the Bronx. And even though it's been a while since I saw Police Story 4, it has had a better score than that did when I first saw it a while back. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you have seen Thunderbolt before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.